Well, it's time for a half marathon. Well, hello YouTube. Thank you for tuning back in. I'm Andrew Howard, and a couple of you have asked, why haven't I been putting out videos? I have been, but you need to make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to get notifications that new videos are being uploaded. So if you can, look for the bell, click on that, and that way you'll get subscription notifications. You'll be subscribed to the channel, and if there's any new videos, they go out to all, a notification goes out to all the subscribers. So go ahead and do that. Thank you to everybody for all your advice and all your encouragement through this training. We are 1 day away from the Newburyport Half Marathon. I am so excited. I'm nervous, but at the same time, I know that I can get it done. So before I get into the training and what I've done, I thought I'd show you some of the fun that I've had with my mapping out my training. A lot of people out there use these tracking watches, and where they bring their phone with them, and it'll map your what you run and gives you GPS and all this stuff. I don't do any of that. I map it out ahead of time, keep it in my head, and then I run the route. I do have a stopwatch, my Fitbit. I'll time myself, but that's really about it. So one of the key things for this, and the reason why I'm training, is for my kids. I want to live longer, I want to get in shape, and I want to show them that if you stick to a goal and a plan, and if you stick to it and you work hard, you can get it done, and even big, seemingly insurmountable goals. So I wanted to get them engaged. So what I did was, here, I'll show you up on the screen here. This was a 4-mile course. I call this Wolfman. And so what's funny about it is, the kids will say, "Hey, Dad, what are you running today?" And I'll say, "Oh, I'm doing Wolfman." So it's just, the kids love it. This next one is Angry Acorn. Yeah, that's a 6-miler going around the lake there. This next one is Casper. So you can see on the right hand side, he's got you can see his little smiley face there. I think I had one that had some eyes in there. And the last one, which I think is the funniest one, is called this one Wig Out. So this was my 10-mile run, and the kids loved it. So I mean, that's important to me, be able to make fun of yourself, and hey, I'm just trying this thing, trying to get the kids involved and what have you. So my training has been going pretty well. I've had 36 training runs. I had to miss one because I was sick, and there were 2 that I cut short. I ran maybe about half to 75%, but I had to cut it back because I felt like there was an injury coming on. So 33 out of 36, which is really what gives me the confidence to know that I can do it. It's just a matter of how long. Now, it's going to take me probably about 3 hours and 15 minutes to complete it. So if you think of somebody just broke 2 hours for a marathon a couple weeks ago, your average is probably about 4 hours for a marathon. We'll probably do it in 6.5. I hope to break 6 when I do it. So I'm definitely on the really slow end of the scale. But I'm confident that I'll be able to do it. So one thing that I did not anticipate is, throughout all these trainings, I haven't lost weight on the scale. My weight has been pretty much the same. Now, I feel fantastic. I've gained muscle. I know I've gained muscle, and I've lost inches, but I haven't lost weight on the scale. So I did some research, and apparently That's typical. Number one, you're gaining muscle. Muscle weighs more than fat. You're hungry all the time because you're running a lot, and you kind of don't really have as much guilt as you normally would. And that's, it's a fault of mine. I just, the guilt is not there. I ran 8 miles this weekend. I can, enjoy a couple extra pieces of pizza or whatever. So it's tough. That's a struggle. But I'm thinking after this half marathon, maybe I'll just stick to a diet before I ramp up and maybe either do another half or get ready for a full marathon. So what are my goals for the marathon, for this half marathon? I want to run the whole thing, and I'm not talking about, water stops. So I'm going to stop at mile 4 and mile 8 to have a gel, which is basically sugar and some electrolytes and stuff. Gives you some fuel. Water at the 4 mile mark and the 8 mile mark. And then maybe I'll bring a gel for later on in the race. Other than that, I want to run the entire thing. I want to finish in under 3 hours and 15 minutes. And I want to finish with a smile on my face. I'm really excited to finish. My mom and dad are going to be there. My wife and the kids are going to be there. So really this is, I'm just excited. I'm nervous, but I know it's going to be, going to be good. So I need your help. And this is, I'm not sure what to do here. So I'm thinking that training for the Boston Marathon was probably a little overly ambitious, especially for April of 2020. I'm not sure I would be able to get there. And the Boston Marathon, you're talking, if you run for a charity, minimum $7,500 to raise, unless you get a bib, from somewhere else. But one of the charities, $7,500 is the minimum. And a lot of these charities say the more you pledge to donate, the higher your priority is. So I don't want to, now the cutoff is 6 hours. So I don't want to run, be under the 6 hours, and I don't know what they do. If you'd get a DNF, did not finish, I'm not sure how they categorize it, but I want to finish under 6 hours, especially if I'm going to be probably spending that much money. I would try to raise as much as I could, but $7,500 is hard to raise. So I would most likely be spending a lot. So what I'm thinking about doing, there's a marathon in Sugarloaf. There's one on Martha's Vineyard. The one in Sugarloaf has a big hill in the middle, and then it's all downhill. There's one on Martha's Vineyard, which would be a lot of fun. And these are all in the May time frame. So it gives me an extra month and less pressure to raise money. And then there's one on the coast of Maine. Was it Harpoon? I forget the name of the beer, but it's a beer thing. And then what I'm kind of most excited about is the Cape Cod Marathon. That's down in Falmouth. Part of the race goes along the Falmouth Road Race, which I've already run this year. And that is in October. And I love October for running. The weather is just perfect because it's low probability that it's going to be freezing and a low probability that it's going to be really hot. So it's usually within that 40 to 60, 65 degrees, which is perfect for running. And it also gives me the whole year to train, to get this body moving. So we'll see. But I want to hear from you. What marathons have you done? What have you liked? What trainings have you done? I'd love to hear about it. And make sure to subscribe. Thank you so much. And I'll be back in touch in a few weeks, and we'll talk about how I did in the half marathon. All right. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.